Well, two-thirds is very familiar. I mean, most emerging market specialists like us, it's one of those days again. So turbulence, contagion, we got that. The one thing unique is it's a Trump kind of hurricane. You see it coming. The shores are quiet here. The business is as usual. All the numbers we see are showing at the moment stability, growth. But
is there too much complacency,
we just do
though?
not know when the...
Is there too much complacency, though, if everything is nice and calm?
No, everyone's hands on deck, including us. The question is, it is like a hurricane thing. When it arrives on shore, will it be Category 5 or just strong winds? We don't know that.
Okay.
And where is it going to pass through? It could pass through back to the U.S. consumer. It could pass through down to the manufacturing side. So the challenges is, because it's so much of a tweeter thing every morning, no one can work it out. And the best we can do is base it on what current fundamentals. Clearly, markets are oversold. So you've seen today where you saw the Turkey central bank doing the right thing. You got the massive rally, short covering going on. So you can see people are sort of working out the worst case scenario. But this is a case where the scenario is still 2-3 months ahead, but no one really can work where the trajectory is or the impact.
Okay, Nan, come in on this.
Hi, Chou Chong. This is Nancy here at the Singapore Summit. And when we talk about potential risks that perhaps the market isn't paying close enough attention to, we just had a very interesting conversation with Mark Machin, who oversees the Canadian Pension Plan Investment Board. And he seemed to suggest that perhaps investors aren't giving enough thought to the debt risks out there. I just want to play a soundbite from what he had to say.
There was a very prominent senior ex-financial executive from one of the major banks talking on Friday at a closed-door event, who was talking about this will be the trigger for the next crisis. So it has been top of my mind for the last few days that the hundreds of trillions of dollars of debt that has accumulated since the financial crisis that governments have had to use to stimulate growth, that ultimately someone has to pay that off somehow. So that's either going to cause the lower for longer, the very suppressed growth situation, but also when a crisis hits, as people know, there's not a lot of capacity for governments to react, either with monetary stimulus, because rates are so low, or with fiscal stimulus.
That was Mark Machin there from the CPPIB speaking. And Chou Chong, I just want to get your thoughts on this one. I mean, still a decent amount of optimism out there in this late-stage economic cycle, but could these debt risks come home to roost?
I think it's too broad brush a statement. I think, yeah, for countries like Turkey or Argentina, where you get twin deficits, high foreign debt indebtedness, these kind of things don't play well. But, look at this part of the region. Most countries learned their lessons in the Asian crisis, in the GFC. Macro balance sheets are there, corporate balance sheets are there. And where markets are deemed to be slightly more on the indebted side, like China or even India, they are closed economies, so there is a lot of protection there. I think the key things for us is at the company level, markets right now are more or less projecting, I would say, the worst case scenarios based on what really is very hard to project. But we do know companies are being very professional. They are working on what they can see. There has been, at the top line, growth. There is margin compression we're seeing because costs are rising. That is what we've been seeing all along. They are seeing trade war. They are working out the scenarios. There could be reconfigurations of where production will be. So I can see companies are actually dealing with it. I don't think there are complacencies. Market's certainly not showing any complacency at all.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.